and we are back for the back nine of round 2 at the 2021 Music City Open presented by Dynamic Discs. We're at Cedar Hill Disc Golf Course for the pdga National Tour finale. I'm Sarah Sinclair. I'm joined by Leah Tsinajinnie. What's up?
I'm feeling good.
We're excited to see how these women can crush the back nine. This coverage is sponsored by Infinite Discs. Thank you very much.
We had some exciting action on the front nine, so let's see what the back nine has in store for us. We have Hailey King. She's out of Wisconsin, and so far she is 3 down on the round. Missy Gannon from Discraft. She is also 3 down on the round, I believe. This is Natalie Ryan. She is new on the scene, and we are loving having her. She just won the battle at Bedford last weekend, which was an A tier. Or a B tier, actually. It just had a lot of added cash. And last up, we have Juliana Korver. She has been solid all around with her approaches.
So we've got Hailey, Natalie, Juliana at 3 down, Missy at 2 down. Anything can happen on the front or back nine of Cedar Hill, so we'll see how this all plays out.
This is hole 10. It is a par 3 downhill bomber, just under 400 feet. You've got a gap to hit initially, probably about 80 feet from the tee, and then you want it to glide all the way down and fade left. This plays out nicely for a backhand, but there is also an optional flex forehand line that Natalie's trying to hit right now.
It's a touchy drive, for sure.
Yes, any nose up like that, and you're not going to be able to glide all the way down to the pin.
This is a great shot out to the open. Puts Juliana right next to the basket.
That was amazing. You're not going to see that very often on this hole. Missy, she skips up a little bit, up and over in the goalie. She's in circle 2. She doesn't quite make it past that last big tree that a lot of people hit. And she has the easy approach, about just over 15 feet for her par.
It's a big target to hit, but for some reason discs don't seem to want to land in that octagon on the approach shot. Get it. Oh, great run by Missy.
Hailey with a solid putt for her par.
This is one of those baskets that if you're too close, it can be detrimental because you're almost putting straight vertically.
Yes, I had that tricky putt in round 1. And here we are with Juliana. She had the best drive of the bunch, and she's looking at her birdie right now. It's only about 10 feet.
Oh, the unfortunate miss.
Sometimes you got to take a moment and reset. It's happened to all of us, really, you know, especially in a tournament like this. Every stroke counts here at Cedar Hill.
I'll admit I had a couple air balls during round 2. Not on this basket, fortunately, but it happens. It's disc golf.
JK gets the unfortunate birdie after a stellar drive. Natalie, Missy, and Hailey take their pars.
Oh no. Alright.
Hole 11, lots of elevation to cover here, but it is a do or die birdie hole. Everyone is gunning for this birdie. It's actually possible to put it too long and then have a comeback putt from deep in circle 1 or circle 2. I think you'll see most people throwing a slower, understable disc, hyzer flipping it up. Natalie looks like she's going mid-range. Gets that tree kick over to the left. And that's how you do it. Oof.
Hailey puts a little bit too much turn on it, but it's easy to throw up and approach from there.
I like this high play. That's perfect.
Hailey gets up into the green with a short 15-footer for her par.
Ooh, Natalie's got a tough lie here. Oh.
A fortunate bounce off that tree. That was a great drive and putt by Missy for her birdie.
No surprise here. Hole 11 actually played as the easiest hole for our field during round 2, with 56% of the division taking a birdie. Oh, man. That hit a lot of chains.
Uncharacteristic miss from Hailey. It looked like it maybe could have stuck, but was probably a little too right. And this is JK with the best drive of the bunch again. And she's taking her time after those misses. She gets the bounce back birdie. This is hole 12. It's a par 3, 279 feet. Really, really uphill hole. The pin location is actually right around here where this wooden frame is. And so most players are going to be just trying to throw a straight shot with minimum fade. You want to keep it high enough because the ground action is not favorable. You're likely to hit roots if you throw it too low.
This is probably the furthest 279 feet you may throw in disc golf. At least around here, where we're not throwing on actual mountains.
Yes, this is a daunting hole, especially when it was in the pin placement where it was last year.
Yes.
JK puts good height on it again. Similar to hole 11, she'll have a good look, probably from circle 2.
You'll see a lot of discs. If they're not getting all the way up the hill, they're leaking left over there. It's not a bad shot, but hard to get the birdie.
Hailey's been throwing that heat really well today, and she lands in circle 1. This is Natalie for her birdie attempt.
Oh.
So close.
Ooh, good thing it sat.
Yes.
Ooh, nice
There
putt.
we go. Hailey's also looking for her birdie.
Very nice.
And that was an A+ drive. Can't ask for much better than that. So Natalie and Missy take their par, and JK and Hailey get a birdie on hole 12. Not much separation yet, but we are starting to get into some of the trickier holes. So let's see what 13 has.
13 is a par 3. It's a similar distance to the last hole, but completely different. It is mostly flat, but you want to get around this corner, pushing far enough to get close to the pin without pushing too long to get into the thick cedar trees that you'll see to the right side of the basket.
Ideally, you'll take a similar line that JK did. You want to cut the corner a little bit early and have it high enough so that it glides all the way towards the pin.
Hailey puts it out a little bit wider. Doesn't quite get the skip that she needed to get down to the basket.
Missy also doesn't quite get enough height on it, and it's a little bit long, so she doesn't get any skip. She's right at the edge of circle 1.
Those are going to be tough putts with those branches.
Natalie takes that inside route, and that was really good.
Yep, I knew that was going to be good right out of her hand. Perfect angle and perfect height. Oh, man.
It looks like that blue disc she threw in on hole 7. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask her that later today. This is Missy for her birdie from just outside circle 1.
Oh, man. Always great to have little tap-in birdies, no stress.
So we get 2 birdies on the card here by Natalie and Juliana. This is hole 14. It's a par 3, 307 feet. It plays a little bit uphill and then back downhill. Ideally, if you have the shot to get around the left side of the cedar, that's the most open route. Some backhand, right-hand players like to throw on the right side of the fairway. It's a little bit narrower, but you can still get through an approach on the right side of the cedar. JK is opting for that right side.
Oof.
Doesn't quite get enough turn, and that'll be a tricky approach.
Yeah, I think this low forehand shot is definitely what you want to do if you've got it in the bag. But, oh, sit down. The road shouldn't come into play, but if you've got big distance like Natalie does, I've actually seen some discs push too far into the road over there, which would be out of bounds. Fortunately, hers set. Oh.
Missy making the opposite mistake that JK did, so hers kicks left after throwing it too far right.
Let's see if Hailey can get down there.
Ooh. That was a beefy looking disc. It skipped really well. She'll have a longer circle 1 putt for her birdie.
I'm not sure who we're looking out here.
I think this is Missy because hers kicked left. So she was on the left side of the fairway, and unfortunately she just had to pitch out.
This can be a very skippy green.
JK is in a very awkward spot. She's right behind these two big cedars that you need to get past. Oh, she's in between them, so it wasn't as tricky as I thought. It looks like she skipped under one of them.
Wow, great birdie from that spot.
Hailey's got putting power to the max.
Mm-hmm.
If she was a video game character, I would totally pick her for putting power.
I'm not sure. I think I'm taking Missy. If we're choosing people among this card. Oh, Natalie's got to opt for the tricky little forehand roller. Oh, and she's still in a tough spot.
This is for her par after that long drive.
There's a reason we call this Cedar Hill. Wow, great putt.
Great putt.
Won't do that twice.
This is Missy for bogey.
Great save.
Unfortunately, JK looks like she's having some putting woes, so she won't save her par from behind that cedar. We got 2 bogeys on that by Missy and JK, and Hailey and... Sorry, Nat. Go ahead.
All right, hole 15. It's a par 5. It is birdieable, maybe eagleable for our field. You just want to get it out straight. What you don't want to do is zigzag your way down the fairway from wooded line to wooded line. You'll see some people just opt for an easy mid-range just to get it out, kind of where Hailey landed. But some people, if they're a little bit more aggressive, might opt for the driver and just try to bite off more distance. I think that's probably what Natalie's going to be doing here.
Yes.
Ah,
And having
she'll be
this
fine.
hole only be 648 feet and downhill, pretty much everyone is trying to get down there for the birdie. And the distance drives that Sarah's talking about are going to give really good eagle looks.
That's perfect. Ending up on the right side of the fairway over there is exactly what you want to do to line yourself up well for the look at eagle or birdie. Keep turning. Just as beautiful for Missy.
Hailey will be up first. She's got to get up and over the hill.
This is a hard shot to commit to. It's blind. You can't see the basket over the hill, but it's also very left. And having a disc that you trust not turn over, but also not hyzer out too early, it's a really touchy shot. Looks like Juliana's going fairway driver on her second shot. Oh, and that actually helped her kick her back into the fairway. Otherwise, she would have been pinched up in the woods short of the basket.
Missy with the longest drive of the group. She has a good look down the hill. And she's leaking a little bit left and gets into the woods like Sarah just mentioned. So hopefully she has a look at it, but it can get tricky. And she might be far enough that she can get through.
Oh, Hailey was actually lined up perfectly to the basket from that spot over on the right.
Looks like she landed in circle 1. And Juliana did as well. The great thing about this hole is even if you mess up one shot, you can still get in there for a look at your birdie. You have room to play with on this hole. That was Missy for her eagle look. She just barely missed it and hit the cage. Natalie focuses in for her birdie. Oh, that was also her eagle look. Oh my gosh. I forgot how well those approaches looked.
Eagle looks just hit different. There you go.
JK focuses and gets a great putt in. I think we're going to have a star frame here. And we had 2 eagles on this hole. None other than Katrina Allen and Missy, now Vela Diaz.
Yes, this played is the easiest hole on the course, about half a stroke under par.
Congrats to Katrina and Missy on their eagles. We have a star frame, folks. This brings us to hole 16. It's a 368-foot par 3. This is a tricky one to birdie because you have to get all the way down into the green. Right around here, if you can skip down and get yourself into circle 2 or circle 1, you can have a look at birdie, but it is a nervy putt.
That looks great.
Yes, Hailey opts for that forehand and it skips in a little bit just over the hill.
That landed a little more right than she probably would have liked, but there's lots of gaps down there to the basket. If this keeps turning, she might actually get a look in circle 1. Pretty close.
Missy also opts for the backhand line. She leaves it a little low, so she's probably not going to be at the gap yet. She'll have the first approach.
I would say this is probably one of the more difficult approach shots on the course. If you land short where Missy is, you just have a tunnel of trees. You're throwing downhill. There's a big downhill, steep downhill behind the basket and a low ceiling. Lots of potential for rollaways or just flying past the basket. Missy made that look easy, though.
One of the few forehand misses Natalie's had. She'll be having to pitch down for her bogey. Ooh, ooh, settle.
Sit down. Ooh, that's good. This is a tough putt. Straight downhill. Ah.
That was Juliana's. Yeah, that was her second shot. So that was closer than I thought it was.
Honestly, the 3 feels really good on this hole.
That was a tricky putt. She just putted through the vine there.
Natalie with a quick tap in.
We can all understand the feeling of wanting to take your time, especially when it's been a tough putting day. And that with hole 16 played as the hardest hole. There were no birdies in the field. And we did not see, actually we had Natalie with the bogey.
Hole 17. This is a great second to last finisher hole, I believe. It's a par 3. It's 415 feet straight downhill. Probably plays more like 350, 325, 350. But I would say the intended shot for a backhand is just to ride this tree line on the right with a hyzer. All of these women can definitely get down here for the 2, though.
Hailey throws a slower disc, and she gets past the pin and lands at the edge of circle 1.
Looks like a fairway driver from Juliana. This is looking great. That was perfect.
Wow.
Maybe a little too much hyzer. But she'll have a putt from circle 2, it looks like.
It's got a lot of speed and a lot of height. It's going to need to get down soon.
Oh, please sit.
Missy's throwing downhill, so she is opting for the layup to take her easy par. Natalie throwing uphill, so she's gunning for it. She misses left. Here we have JK with the solo birdie look, and she's the closest to the pin. And she gets that birdie too. We have one hole to go, and we are seeing some stellar rounds so far. We have Hailey King at 5 under par. Juliana Korver at, I think she's right around 5 under par. And Natalie and Missy at 4 and 2 under par.
Me and my brother and my dad were out there for hours just playing disc golf, having fun.
That's like one of the first things we usually say. It's a great family sport.
We got to do it as a family.
It builds relationship. Like, I know my dad so much better because of disc golf.
It's nice that that's something that we can connect and go do together.
My parents are 100% behind it. Bad rounds, good rounds, doesn't matter. They always have a smile on their face.
We don't call it sacrifice, we call it fun.
Get out there and have fun. At the end of the day, most important is have fun.
Here we are at hole 18. It's a par 5, 742 feet. You want your drive to land right around here so that you have a second shot into the woods on the left side, ideally. If you end up on the right side, you gotta get a little sneaky. The third or fourth shot can be a tricky approach. It finishes left and there's a slope behind the basket.
That's a great shot from Juliana.
I do like this forehand play for the right-handed players. It lends itself for the fade to give yourself an advantage of getting into the woods.
This is definitely a challenging placement shot because of that right to left slope. As you saw, that kind of got Missy's disc hyzering out a little bit early there, but she'll be close enough to the mouth of the gap for her to have an aggressive second shot.
Natalie finishes and fades a little bit earlier than maybe she wanted to, but she still has a good look for her second shot. And Missy there just throwing a placement shot.
Oh.
Not too bad of a kick. She's still got looks there from the right side of the fairway.
Hailey with the perfect placement. Oh my gosh. She threw so far she didn't realize she could reach the next card and make the cameraman turn around. The cameraman that was filming the other car turned around.
I don't know if anyone knows how awesome that shot was, because she's parked for eagle right now.
Yes. I don't feel like
And
any
the other
coverage could do that
card, I don't
justice.
think can be mad at that
No.
after knowing it was for eagle.
It was just kind of unexpected. I think for anyone, even Hailey with great distance, is kind of unexpected distance. You expect to hit at least one tree on this approach shot, but she was clean the whole way up
I'm
there.
not okay after that. That's just... Ugh.
Yeah.
Hey, Natalie, that was her third shot, so she actually has a circle one putt for her birdie.
Solid approach.
This is Missy for a long birdie look.
Oh, great run.
Ooh, close. A little bit of a tricky roll away, but I believe in Missy. She can definitely make that putt. There we go, Natalie. Strong finish for her. She gets the birdie 4. I'm just waiting for this tap-in eagle. It's a tap-in for her, honestly.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
So just to explain how difficult that eagle is, only 1, 2, 3 people in the whole field even birdied the hole.
Not
And
okay.
she just took the eagle. The easy eagle.
Missy with a great finishing putt to save her par. Unfortunately, JK is going to finish off the day with her bogey on hole 18. And I don't know about you folks, but I would be rewinding and watching this hole again because that was insane.
For all you locals out there watching this, take a lesson, take some notes from Hailey King on how to get a 3 on hole 18.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. With that eagle, that puts Hailey tied for first with Sarah. JK with a solid 2 under keeps her in third alongside Valerie. And we're gonna have a showdown in round 3. It's gonna be at this new Mill Ridge course, so keep an eye out. I just want to thank everyone for watching us. Please like, subscribe, and follow Ace Run Pro. Check out their Patreon. I'm Leah Tsinajinnie at Leah Tsinajinnie on Instagram.
And I'm Sarah Sinclair at Frisbee Food Fitness. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks, y'all.